All right, good morning, everyone. It is, what is it, Friday the 11th of February. And I think Sunday's a Super Bowl. I don't know.
I don't know why I took it off like that. Mic check. Today, I get to skip 8th period. Sorry, Mrs. Massey, I can't go to geometry. Oh, no. I'm going to miss the quiz. I'm not complaining. We have to go to, how do you say, Kitani? Kitney?
Hello. It's Friday. I'm just gonna plug something. At 7 p.m., I'm gonna be streaming Earthbound and Terraria on my Twitch.
Got off the wires. When I close my eyes, disconnected and tired. I see you. I see you. Yeah. And I know you keep asking me, flames and fire. I know you are done with me. It's just fired. It's just fired. I was wrong, but I made it right. You came begging day and night. I don't wanna hit the bottom. Don't go out of your state of mind. I've been counting 1 to 10. I'll be back when you begin. I see you. Yeah, I see you go down. Yeah, I see you go down. I see you. Yeah, I see you go down. Yeah, I see you go down. And I know you keep asking me, flames and fire. I know you are done with me. It's just fired. I see you go down, yeah, I see you go down. I see you go down, yeah, I see you just fired. shots fired. I know you keep asking me, flames and fire. I know you are done with me. It's shots fired. I wanna see the light. See the light. I wanna see the light. I wanna see the light. I wanna see the
Please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. welcome to RPtv. Today is Friday, February 11th, 2022. Don't let yesterday's warmer temperature fool you. We are not done with the winter yet, and there is still a chance for snow this weekend. Let's go to Cali for today's weather report.
Even though temperatures in some parts of New Jersey are getting milder, don't assume that winter is over just yet. Forecasters say that a blast of cold air is coming from Canada. This may lead to a coastal storm on Sunday or early Monday. This may lead to snow coming into New Jersey. The snow is uncertain, said by AccuWeather and the National Weather Service. Even the computer guidance models have been inconsistent of keeping track of the storm. The only certain thing is that there will be freezing cold air on Super Bowl Sunday, but there are still questions remaining.
The strange occurrence in South Jersey with the ground shaking and a loud sonic boom is still a mystery to locate and state officials as well as the people in the community. Julian has the latest details.
If you were in southern Jersey earlier in the week and felt some shaking, you aren't alone. People took to social media to report that they felt shaking in their homes and heard a loud boom, but there hasn't been any confirmed earthquake or sonic booms in the state. There weren't any thunderstorms around either, with much of the coastal area being all clear. One theory that meteorologists had was that the sound and shaking came from military jets breaking the sound barrier, but the planes aren't fast enough to break the sound barrier. But according to Joint Base McGuire-Dix Lakehurst noise calendar on its Facebook page, it said that it had planned and carried out testing on Tuesday that could have created moderate noise, but it doesn't specify what time the testing was done. A representative from the base said that after checking with the base coordinator, none of the tests would create a loud booming noise, while also noting that the testing dates on the Facebook page aren't written in stone and could have always be changed.
Now it's time for announcements. February is American Heart Health Month. Go red for heart health. Everyone is encouraged to wear red to bring awareness to heart health on February 14th. Freshman class of 2025, it's time to raise some dough. Cookie dough sale runs from February 15th until March 10th. Please make checks payable to RPHS. Email or see Mrs. Souza in room 106 or Mrs. Klosky in room 112 for questions. The Anime Club will be hosting a Japanese anime/Asian snack sale after school on February 25th. Craving a specific snack? Let them know and they will try to make it available. The 9th and 10th grade classes are holding a combined spiritware sale. Speak to a class advisor or class representative to get the details. Our club and National Art Honor Society meeting is today after school in room 102. Also, if anyone wants to pick up artwork from semester 1 art classes, please see Mrs. Scrutro in the art room after school. Interested in being part of the high school musical? The RPHS Theater Department is looking for a few more cast members for this year's production of Willy Wonka. Anyone who is interested should see Mr. Wachowski, Ms. Dombrowski, Mr. Williamson, or Mr. Rango for more information. Good luck to the wrestling team as they face the #1 ranked team, Kidney, in the Group 1 championship bracket. Teams that advance Friday will wrestle again Sunday with the state championship on the line at Franklin High School. And NJ.com will be broadcasting every group championship match, and the matches are free to watch. As of Monday night, the varsity bowling team stands out in the Mountain Conference champions with a record of 14-2. Today, they will be heading to Jersey Lanes in Linden to complete the state sectionals. The varsity team consists of Michael Martins, Mia Luna, Ryan Marino, Justin Lizzo, David Dombrowski, Brumrisky, and Derek Winskosi and Owen Miller. If you own a Hyundai or Kia automobile, or if you are planning on buying one, pay close attention, as a recent recall has come out to the public. Callie has that report.
Hyundai and Kia are recalling nearly 485,000 vehicles, warning consumers to park their cars outside because the engine can cause the vehicle to catch fire, even after the vehicles have been turned off. According to the Associated Press, the recalls are the latest blow to the two auto companies in a string of engine failure and fire problems that have plagued the companies for the past 6 years. Affected Kia models include Kia Sportage SUVs from 2014 to 2016 and the 2016 to 2019 K900 sedan. Affected Hyundai models include the 2016 to 2018 Santa Fe SUVs, 2017 and 2018 Santa Fe Sports, the 2019 Santa Fe XL, and 2014 and 2015 Tucson SUVs. No injuries have been reported, but the automakers say there have been 11 reports of car fires. U.S. safety regulators are warning consumers who own any of the vehicles listed in the recall to park their vehicles outside and away from structures until repairs can be made, according to the AP. Hyundai and Kia issued the recalls after the U.S. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration ramped up on their investigations into engine compartment fires.
Stay tuned, we will be right back. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day. See you next Tuesday, and stay tuned for CNN 10.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the Friday, and it is awesome! I'm Carl Azus, welcome to our last show of the week. In several places along the border between the United States and Canada, convoys of large trucks, tankers, and farm equipment have blocked the passage. These are demonstrations that started 2 weeks ago in the Canadian capital of Ottawa. Initially, truck drivers were protesting a new rule in Canada that required them to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 in order to cross the border. If they're not vaccinated, they have to spend 2 weeks in quarantine before they can drive through the country. The demonstrators call their protest the Freedom Convoy, and while Canada says almost 90% of its truckers are fully vaccinated and eligible to cross the border, more groups have joined the protests, speaking out against other COVID restrictions like mask mandates, lockdowns, and limits on how many people can get together. The impact this is having isn't just on border traffic. Car companies, including Ford, General Motors, and Toyota, say they've had to decrease production or temporarily close plants because they're not able to get the supplies they need to make as many cars. Though some public monuments have reportedly been defaced, the protests have been largely peaceful, but Canadian government officials say they haven't been lawful. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the demonstrators, quote, don't have the right to blockade our economy or our democracy or our fellow citizens' daily lives. A protester interviewed by CNN said he lost his job because he didn't take a COVID vaccine and that it's not right for companies to be able to take away people's livelihoods over that. The blockade that started in Ottawa has spread to other border crossings between Canada and the U.S. Similar Freedom Convoy events have been reported in Australia and New Zealand, and this week, American government officials said they've seen indications that convoys are being organized in the U.S., also in opposition to vaccine mandates for truck drivers and other restrictions. U.S. officials say demonstrations could impact the Super Bowl on Sunday or President Joe Biden's State of the Union speech on March 1st. Authorities say they haven't seen calls for violence with these demonstrations. They're expected to be peaceful, but officials are working with law enforcement to make sure communities are protected. 10-second trivia. The first rocket to reach space was made in what country? Soviet Union, United States, Germany, or China? In the early 1940s, a German V-2 rocket became the first man-made object to reach space. In 2016, a company was founded with the goal of producing rockets, as in using giant three-dimensional printers. Over the past 6 years, the company has raised a fortune from investors, $650 million as of last summer, according to CNBC. But one big question is, will these things fly? No one knows yet. The organization has delayed its maiden launch date several times. It's blamed COVID, changes to its flagship rocket's design, changes to its engine and materials. One day, its founders hope to build a production facility on Mars, but first, they've got to get their rockets off the Earth.
What you're watching is a rocket being sculpted by a giant 3D printer.
This really is creating the Star Trek replicator sci-fi feature that we have seen in movies for many decades, but no one has tried to build at this scale yet, but we're doing it.
Tim Ellis is the co-founder and CEO of Relativity Space. Ellis believes his team has found a way to make cheaper and more reliable rockets using their 3D printers they've named Stargate.
And what are the advantages of 3D printing a rocket?
Yeah, so the advantages really are around automation and part count reduction. So usually, and really for the last 60 years, you still walk into any aerospace factory around the world, rockets or otherwise, and they're still building products one at a time by hand with millions of individual piece parts and these giant factories full of fixed tooling. That takes billions of dollars and years to set up and iterate and change. And so really, the 3D printing approach we're doing is the holy grail for automation in aerospace.
And printing rockets means Relativity can build them much faster. Ellis says his team can currently print a rocket in about 5 months and is working to cut that build time even further.
Being able to build a rocket in 60 days, 30 days, is that pace really necessary?
It is, because it's about the rate of improvement. So I think every 60 days, we can build a better version and a better version. So it's really about the kind of rate of practice, because people learn much faster by doing rather than just simulating.
How does your approach impact the cost of the rockets? Because rockets, as you pointed out, are incredibly expensive traditionally.
Yeah, so versus other rockets of a similar payload class built traditionally, our rocket is about a quarter of the cost. So other launch vehicles currently flying.
This is Terran 1 here.
Yep.
This is your baby.
Yeah, this is the baby. So yeah, this is Terran 1. So it's the world's first entirely 3D printed rocket fuselage.
The company says Terran 1 will launch in 2022. If all goes well, it will be the first of many launch vehicles Ellis and his team will print in their Long Beach, California factory. In fact, Relativity is already hard at work on their larger, reusable, heavy lift rocket, the Terran R.
Wow, that's a pretty serious printer right there.
Yeah, and it's really just early days too. I mean, I think that's...
For Ellis, getting to space is just part of the mission. Fundamentally changing the manufacturing process for big, expensive things like airplanes or wind turbines is just as important.
We're starting with rockets, but I really see us as the world's first application layer 3D printing company. I think 3D printing will be able to build much better products faster. It's really about increasing the speed of learning and lowering the barrier to entry for trying experiments.
3, 2, 1, 0.
If this all sounds very ambitious, that's because it is. Ellis and many on his team have a lot of experience building rockets for firms like Blue Origin and SpaceX, and have raised over $1 billion in funding in just the last year. but relativity has yet to put a rocket into space.
You guys are building rockets in a completely different way, in an industry that is inherently risky and about reducing that risk. Have people been suspicious about this new approach?
You know, we've sold more rockets than any other company in history before launch. So I think, you know, people are quite confident in the test data we showed them today.
But the proof is in the pudding, and you guys haven't flown yet.
We haven't flown yet, but all the momentum is there, and you're definitely right. We gotta show what we've got. But major parts of the rocket have already flown a simulated mission on the ground, and so I'm quite confident we've gotten over the hump where 3D printing a rocket is now inevitable, truly inevitable.
A woman in Maine got a phone call recently saying her lost cat was found. Two problems. One, the phone call was from a shelter in Florida, 1,400 miles away. And two, she didn't own a cat. So, thing is, she had owned a cat 6 years ago. Her name was Ashes, and she'd run away during a birthday party. The shelter used a microchip to find her original owner. No one knows how Ashes got to Florida, and she was a little beat up with a cold, some missing teeth, and a coat that needed healing. But $1,800 later, Ashes is back home and thriving. Was she caterwauling? She was caterhauling. Her American cross-country journey might not have taken her so far as a Himalayan, Siberian, Persian, or Norwegian one. She might not have crossed the Turkish border or the savannah, but it still wasn't Siamese. Even if she took a cabbie, she rang up quite a tabby, and her owner simply couldn't believe it. I'm Carl Azus. Today's shout-out takes us to Marine City, Michigan, where we're happy to see the students of Cardinal Mooney Catholic High School. Cats all for CNN.